Hello, good afternoon. It is Monday. I think it's the 26th today. And we're gonna get into just personality and how what we wear is reflective of who we are. Or at least I think it should be. I think that we have so many ways or opportunities to express ourselves and move around in ways that we feel good, and why not take the opportunity to express that through our clothing because we do, you know how it is when you show up and you think you bomb, you think you fire, you have something on that you like, excuse me, whether it be your shirt or your shoes or accessories, some kind of something that feels good to you. I was just talking to one of my friends the other day. I said, it's nothing like going shopping, getting something that you like, boy, I look fine in this, and you put it on, and it's like it gives you a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe, right? Or when you get up in the morning and you get to walk out of the house looking exactly like you feel, looking exactly like you are, like on the inside, the thing that people can't see, they can see it, in your clothes or the way that you show up. And I think that's so super valuable. So often, excuse me, that is our interview. That is our first impression. That is, people see us from afar. And even then, my goal has always been for me to be intentional about the way I show up in the world and the opportunity that I give myself to be exactly who I am and what I feel. And I think in that, it's really important to consider how often we don't show up that way, or how often we don't give people the opportunity to know us or be clear about who we are, what our energy is, just because maybe we're too afraid or we're trying to do what we think is acceptable versus what is natural. Or we're trying to find our groove. We're trying to figure out, what this means for us. But instead of doing that in a way that makes us feel good, we either what show up in ways that we think are acceptable, that we think other people are okay with, that we are completely uncomfortable with. So I'm gonna give y'all a story. I think I might have been in sixth grade, possibly sixth or seventh grade. This is a little story. I think I was in sixth or seventh grade. And so a little background. I would have been what you might have called like a tomboy, maybe, or what they used to call a tomboy, right? So I wore mad Jordans, jeans, like little 5 t-shirts. Um, I was cute and, funky. That's always been my vibe, like a streetwear, real funky vibe. I loved Jordans. Loved. We would stake out for Jordans. Okay. That was my vibe. Tennis shoes, things that were comfortable. And so I never forget, literally, my mom would say, all right, Sade, we're going school shopping. We need to get you some dresses or some skirts. My mom is lightly concerned, not even lightly. My mom is a bit conservative. She's very, traditional. You're a female, you wear dresses and skirts and all that kind of stuff. She was a little bit more lax if we wanted to wear like jeans or pants, but she had preferred, especially if we were going to church, please, to be in a dress or a skirt. So this particular year, I was like, all right, how can I appease you and still feel like myself? Like, not because we would have knockdown, drag out. Like, I would be not even knockdown, drag outs. I would just be having a meltdown. No, I don't want to show up in this. She would try to put me in flower gear or like skirts and dresses, and we would literally have like a long, and if I ended up in it, I was just miserable. Like, a lot of times I was just miserable. So I would, again, this particular moment I will never forget. First grade, first, I think it was the first day or maybe the first week of sixth grade. We had went school shopping. I said I was gonna work on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm plugging my laptop. I said I was gonna work on it, on trying to show up in a skirt. I wore I wore a denim skirt. I will never forget. It was denim with like red lining, a red button up, like the little polo joints, and the red and white Jordans. The red and white low tops with the red patent leather at the top. I will never forget it because I came to school one and I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. Mind you, this skirt was like longer than it was past my knees. So, but I was like, oh, I look kind of cute in this. Showed up to school. People were like, what? You have on a skirt? Because she wasn't super pressed about me going to school in skirts. Like I had felt like I had fought the good fight for that. But church was a no-go. Like that, you need to show up in skirts and dresses. And I may give you a little flexibility around like school, but church and stuff, no. And I would still get slack about that at school. So it was just in my best interest to try to compromise, or but I still was trying to fight the good fight because I wanted to show up as myself. But I remember showing up to school and having people say, oh my gosh, Sade, you wear skirts. What is this? Where did this come from? I mean, you look so nice, but like, you agreed to this kind of thing. And I just remember laughing and like people telling me, you look so nice, but not even clear. Like I felt so uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable trying to show up and do or be something that just didn't feel natural to me. Not that, again, I like, not very often, but I've gotten actually into dresses and skirts the older I've gotten. I prefer like shorts, even maybe a skirt, pants, jeans. I prefer like Pacific, like types of knit, or like not knit, but material like suede, patent leather, corduroy is my favorite. What is this called? It's not suede, it's not patent leather. It is, I can't think of the name of it, but I prefer like different types of print and textures. But that was such a struggle for me. And I remember as a kid thinking, I just want to be able to show up as myself. I just want to be able to have the opportunity to say that this is what I feel good in. This is what I want to wear. And just let me do that. Why is it necessary for me to wear a skirt or, a dress? That doesn't make me anybody different. Yes, velour. That's my thing. Yes. And that's my favorite too. I have velour sweats. I have my couch. Mad stuff, right? And I just couldn't figure out why I had to show up as one thing and feel something different. I just didn't understand it. And so me and my mom for years went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth about it. And my dad used to make like little comments like, so you just not gonna match. So you just gonna go outside with like orange this or purple that or blue this and blue. I got up and I put together what I felt good in. So it may be a bucket hat. It may be a shirt with a vest, and they can be all different colors at this point. I could have on like plaid shoes with, who knows, with a Tokidoki fanny pack. Like, it's a vibe. I'm a vibe. I'm an experience. And so I've always felt that way. And so now this comes full circle. So my daughter, who is 5, is very intentional and communicative about what she likes, what she doesn't like, what she feels good in wearing, what she doesn't feel good in wearing. And we are like complete opposites in that. Like, she is I want to dress in princess dresses with a big skirt skirts, all of that, or dresses every day, even when she's not going to school or anything. If she could just wake up in the morning and put on a dress and walk around the house all day, she feels good in that. She wants to wear sandals or fancy shoes just in a like regular everyday setting. We're going to work. Hey, let me throw on this little dress real fast. Like that's just who she is. And my husband and I laugh like she's an exact opposite. Like, and I know that feeling when she comes to me, like I'll pick out her clothes and I try to incorporate her in picking out her things because she has an opinion and she wants to feel, and I want her to feel good. And she's like this morning is a perfect example. I say, hey, I have this for you that I've picked out. No, I don't want to wear that. Okay, cool. We got a few minutes. Let's pick it out. She goes in her room. Well, hey, you're going to be at summer camp. You're going to be like playing on the playground. So maybe we can't wear any crazy this. Need to shorts. So we try. I've found myself being very intentional, considerate, and compassionate about her being able to show up in the world how she feels. I don't ever want her to show up in a different way because it just, I know that feeling. I know that feeling of like, you know, not feeling accepted or considered, or that what I wanted or how I wanted to show up and what I wore wasn't quite great for everyone else, or someone had an opinion about something I had on my body, you know, considering that it made me feel good. I just didn't quite understand that. And so again, not only with my children do I try to be mindful of what they feel good in and what they like, with my business, I've been very clear about like creating a safe space for people to just be themselves. So this is how I'm literally at my office now working. I show up like this, you know. I encourage my receptionists. We wear jeans, we wear tennis shoes, we do fuzzy socks so people can take off their shoes and stuff up in here. Just encouraging people to show up the way that they feel good and they feel safe and they feel seen and they feel comfortable, you know. That's really important. It very much aligns with who we are and what we want and how we want people to perceive us. It also aligns with our self-esteem and how we feel internally. So I do think it is extremely valuable for us to show up in ways that make us feel good and that allow us the opportunity to be ourselves and show and connect and at being ourselves. And I know it's hard because everybody's not gonna always accept that or like it. Like literally one day I just last time we visited, he said, "You're matching today?" Because that's not usually a thing for me. I don't believe in like the idea of matchy. I believe in your dress reflective of how you feel and who you are, and that being the whole vibe. And so if I wear different colors on in every piece, I'm cool with that. I love it. If that's how I feel and that's what I think works for me today, that's what I wear. And if somebody has something to say about that, we'll deal with that then. I've defended myself and my clothing for a long time now. So I'm good. And more so than defended, I think I try to be clear that that's a boundary for me. I'm gonna be me and I'm gonna me because I also know what it feels like to not. And if a violation, it felt like a challenge. It felt like a push and pull for me. So as an adult, I do very intentionally choose to use my voice, which is so valuable to me, to show up in the world the way that I feel good. And to be respectful of that. And, you know, when people ask questions or you know, that would be nice if people like it. I love compliments, you know, but if they don't, that's okay too. I'm not really worried about that. So I think that's the other part that we have to be okay with, is people not being okay with it. I see that people struggle because, you know, well, if someone's not okay with it, how can we go on? How can we stand behind something that other people are giving us pushback on? Well, you know, people have a voice and they can use it. It doesn't mean that it is valid to you. That just means that they have a voice to use. They don't have to necessarily like what you have on, as long as it makes sense for you. Now, if I'm dressing in a way that's violating, like, again, I think there are principles to this, right? So I think there is a way to show up. Like I talked about bonnets, right? I consider bonnets sleep attire. I think that there's a way to show up and not show up in sleep attire. Like, I can be comfortable. I can be in cool, fancy dress down, streetwear, whatever, athletic wear, but not be in sleep clothes at the airport. Like, there are things for me personally I just don't agree with and I'm not gonna do. But do I think that I stand behind what I consider my um wear value, like how that is reflective of me internally? 1000%. When people see me, they should see me, right? I don't want to show up in a dress or a skirt unless I feel it in the spirit. I don't want to do that. I don't do that. I don't do I try to show up sometimes, and like, my husband really likes dresses and skirts, so I try to, throw some of that in there. But as far as like tennis shoes and all that jazz, that is my vibe. I like being comfortable. I like being in things that I feel comfortable in, but also things with like fire color or a cool pop or a cool saying, or something you would never see anywhere else. I never forget, years ago, I had some tennis shoes with a peep toe. Yo, I got so many compliments on those joints. But if you saw them, you're like, I have so many people, I don't know, that's not really cute. But then when I wore it, it's like, you make this make sense. Right? It is a confidence that you also have to have behind it. When you show up in that room, you wear it, son. You wear it. Show up. Don't let it wear you. Do not let it wear you. You show up in a way that feels good to you. That's one of my many things that I value. But confidence screams excellence, and you've always been authentic, and your style is fine. Thank you. I try my best, because I'm gonna tell you what, that was one of my struggles as a kid. And I was telling the story a little bit earlier, is I knew what it felt like when I didn't get praise for being that, for being myself. I didn't get praise for showing up authentically. I didn't get praise for standing up for myself and saying, no, I don't want to wear that. I don't feel good in that. That doesn't reflect me. I didn't get praise for that. I didn't know what else to do then. I kind of just felt stuck. Like, so I have to show up and wear all this stuff that I don't feel good about. I have to show up feeling like somebody else, where I'm walking around extremely uncomfortable, and like super cautious. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that. I just don't know how else to show up in the world but the way that I am, So I think a big part of that too is just allowing ourselves to explore what our physical identities are, and how that aligns with our interpersonal identities, our internal identities, and how we want that to look. I love that I see versatility. I love when I see folks that are different than me. I think of like one of my friends, E. She is quick to show up in. Like, I was asking her questions. We went to and Amber. I was asking my line sisters. I was asking them, how do I wear heels like this? I can wear platforms where it's more plat than, and dudes like, are your feet hurting? Like, I tried that in my younger years, but that's low for me, dog. It's uncomfortable. It's cute, but it's not that cute. And for me to be in pain physically, no. I didn't just get it. And then it always went with like a whole vibe. Like, oh, you got a cute dress on. Oh, you have like your makeup done and your hair. And like, I tried to get into makeup as a younger person, like in college and stuff, and it was a fail for me. Like, there were points that I liked about it, but I felt like I was trying too hard to show up. So I said, all right, Sade, if you're not gonna wear makeup, make sure your skin is fine, right? So I drink tons and tons and tons of water. Y'all, I drink like anywhere between 4 to 10 bottles a day of water. That helps with clear skin. I have a skin regimen. I went to a dermatologist for her. Like, if I'm not going to wear makeup, then I need to make this happen. Like, one of the things that I said I was going to get back into was lipsticks, because lipstick is cool. It's like just gives you a quick pop, right? Or like, I don't like things by my eyes, but what is that stuff called? Not, I was gonna say eyelash stuff. This is not a joke. I don't even remember what it's called. I said I was gonna try it again because I haven't worn makeup in years. I haven't worn makeup in years. I like just getting up, washing my face real good, throwing on my Carmex or Vaseline mascara. Thank you, mascara. Throwing on my Vaseline and walking up out the house, like having my accessories popping, but I don't really do makeup. So, but I really am so interested in like those, because I'm telling you what, like, seeing like people transform like in a real way. And I've also seen people bring them up to like a subtle like pop, or like I've just seen so many cool things with that I really, really like. Even to give you the fresh, dewy face and all of that kind of stuff is so creative and cool. That's just never been his name. But I value those who do it. I just don't want it. I'll tell you what one of my struggles with makeup has been. I've had folks be illusional about who they are versus who they create. You know, be clear about those two things. If I feel like I have to put on so much makeup because I'm unhappy with the way that I look, that for me is a problem. It's a problem. It turns into a problem for me when people got to go to sleep with makeup and then wake up and hurry up and put some on before their spouse wakes up. That kind of thing. Like, come on. Right? Everything works within reason. And I think that's the thing with style is you wear what fits you, your body type, your shape, right? I don't think everything is for everybody. I think that it's for some, and the ones who make it make sense for them and they like it and they wear it with confidence and swag, do that. But I think we all should have our own styles, and we pick up and take from those as we may. I've learned so much from just watching other people and their style, and oh, that's a good idea. I like that. Even years ago, and I love them. They're a beautiful opportunity to put some color on your head. It's not a hat. They're a beautiful opportunity to give me specifically in like 411s, give me some height and some depth up here. They're a really cool opportunity to just, if my hair is not with it today, you know, it's a beautiful opportunity to cover it up and it not look crazy. So just using different opportunities. Do I also think that people could do well with like going to see like a personal stylist? I love stylists because they give you an opportunity to enhance your vision of yourself, and they just give it some pop. You know, for a minute there, it's so interesting. I thought I wanted to be a stylist because I'm like, oh, if I could just incorporate what I love about fashion and my whole vibe to other people, then that will make sense. But what I realized was I am my own person, and my style of fashion specifically fits me. It's not really a universal, I'm really flexible on it. It's just kind of like, yeah, it fits me. I can kind of piece together things for other people sometimes, but I like having my own thing, and I have my own vision for things. And a lot of the stuff that I would wear, I don't think other people would either put together or it would make sense for them. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to let that go. But style is definitely a piece that also exudes confidence and self-esteem. Let me tell you something. When you take pride in your appearance Could it be extreme of like, oh, I just have to show up one way and I'm something else? Yes. But do I also think that it is reflective of who you are and where you are? For sure. Like your style is everything. Even your style to have to show up to work. Yo, I can't tell you. I would get written up so many times. I would get written up at work so many times just for what I had on. This is literally what I do. I would read through the rules, the dress code. Now, if you didn't say specifically that we couldn't wear this, then that means that it's possible. So I would go with the possibility, and I would get written up so many at every job, I think, that I've had. Specifically, even my last, when I was actually working for, the city and stuff like that, and when I worked for a company in Louisiana. Well, you didn't say. I would literally get called in. Why? Well, let me show you. In here, it didn't say this. Yeah, but it said that. But yeah, it didn't say this. Fail. I know most of the time I would limit, of course. But is that just who I am? Yeah, if I like it, let's see if you like it. Maybe. Like, for example, she would say, I think most of the time you couldn't wear jeans. But I went to what is that store called? Not Express. It's Express, and got these pants or like not like professional wear, but they look like jeans. She was pissed. Like, son, what do you not get? I'm like, what? But if I really like jeans, she literally tested my pants. Like, let me see this. Does it have the jean texture? Doing this while I'm at my job because she's pissed about what I have on because I've crossed the line yet again. So you mean to tell me these are not jeans? No, these are professional pants, and they just look like the jeans. This was years ago. So she came and tested it and everything to feel the cloth and see if just so I wouldn't get written up. I just want to wear what I want to wear. Let me show up in my glory, please. Why not? And so I encourage that here. Again, we wear jeans, we wear cool t-shirts as long as it's professional, like not offensive. All right, not offensive. We wear tennis shoes, that kind of thing. Like, we're vibing. I wear full sweatsuits here because that's what the vibe I'm going for that day. That's what I feel good in. And it comes through my pores. When I'm really not in something I feel comfortable in or I feel good about, it comes through my pores too. And I don't feel safe. You're like, oh man, are people looking at me? Nah, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to live that kind of life. So I do think it's really important to really question how you show up in the world. Do you give yourself the opportunity to be seen in a way that is reflective of who you are and what you think about you, Because it is really hard when you're considering that there's millions of other people in this world. And this is your opportunity to show them who you are. And so I will just say, that in itself is so valuable. That in itself is priceless for you to be able to wake up every morning and show up. Even if you have to be, let's say they have the dress code, right? Business casual, all those terms. I think you can still be creative with like color and texture. And like, I would wear velvet bell bottoms to work. They didn't say it wasn't professional. And I would just wear my little loafers or something like that, or my Uggs. They didn't say it wasn't professional. So try my little, velour bell bottoms. My velour jumpsuit. Like, I love velour. Sweatsuits, shoes, you name it. Velour is by far my favorite. It is my favorite. So just keeping those things in mind. Like, how do I show up? What are textures that I really like, that look good on me, that feel good on me. How is this reflective of who I am and what I want and how I want to show up in the world? Just keep those things in mind, because people are always watching, including you watching you. You know if you feel good and when you don't. You know if something is crossing the line and it's just not something you feel good about. Question that. Constantly push yourself to honor yourself, and that confidence should stand behind you on that. People may or may not like it, and that's all right too. As long as you like it, you good, right? Are there dress codes that we have to abide by? Sure, but there's also creativity spaces within that, like that we can explore. So just keep that in mind. I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation today. I'll be having an announcement, hopefully no later than the end of this week. So keep up with that. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page. Tell your friends, tag a friend, tag a friend, tag a friend, tag a friend. Subscribe to my YouTube page. Make sure if you haven't gotten your journals, be clear to do that. Subscribe to my website, The Mahogany Project, projek.com. I will have a new project coming out. Like I said, I'll have an announcement by the end of this week. So look out for that. I'm really excited for the opportunity to share some of my creativity with y'all, some of my genius, y'all I mean. So look out for that. All right. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful week, and I will see you next Monday. Peace.